All whites or all black? What's up guys, Firewolf here, reviewing two monitors side by side for the very first time. We have the Gigabyte M27QA and M27QA ICE gaming monitors. You get to choose between an awesome icy white color or keep it classic with an all black design. But whichever you go for, I want to know if either one is worth getting for your gaming desk setup. The M27QA retails for $279, while the ICE version will cost a small additional premium of $20, bringing the price just under $300. For that price, you're getting a 27-inch super speed IPS panel with a fast 180Hz refresh rate and a 1 millisecond response time. For colors, these monitors have a 95% DCI-P3 color gamut coverage and is VESA Display HDR 400 certified. Now there's no NVIDIA G-Sync compatible certification, but it does have AMD FreeSync technology, which will let you enable G-Sync for smoother tear-free gaming. Brightness is rated at a typical 350 nits and features a non-glare matte coating. So before we get into the fun stuff, let's unbox the Gigabyte M27QA ICE edition. Now this comes in this beautiful white box here. Absolutely love the box of this. Now just for comparison purposes, this is the black one as well, since will be showcasing both of these. Also an awesome looking box here, but we're going to focus on the white one for now. Alright, so first white monitor that I've ever unboxed here, so let's get it. Beautiful looking monitor here. Really excited to see how this is going to look. Alright, the very first thing here we're going to have is going to be the base of the stand. And we can see right over here it says Gaming Series. And on the bottom here we do have winted screws, which is very easy to install. And this is how the black one's going to look. Same thing, we have Gaming Series. Of course, since it's being all black, it's going to be harder to see the contrast. The arm portion is going to be right over here, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and look at what cables we get. Alright, first cable we're going to get here is a DisplayPort 1.4 cable. Alright, next thing we're going to have here is an HDMI cable, followed by a USB 3.0 upstream cable. Alright, looks like that's it for the input cables. For the other side, we're going to have an installation guide, followed by a warranty card. Next, we're going to have the US plug, which is going to connect to this power adapter. Now, this power adapter is going to be separate from the actual monitor itself. So I like the fact that this is separated, making the monitor more compact. Alright, getting close to the main event. Alright, here is the arm portion of the monitor stand. Looks really beautiful in an all white color, of course. We have a nice opening for cable management. And overall, it has a nice solid build to it. So can't wait to put this on. Alright, and here is the black version of the arm stand. Definitely looks awesome. Same thing here. We have a nice opening for our cable management. But let me know which one you guys would choose, black or white. Alright, finally to the main event here. Let's go ahead and spread this wide open. Alright guys, there we have it here. The back of the monitor looks absolutely beautiful in this all white color here. Here's the front of it, 27 inches. Trying to be very careful not to touch the screen here. Let's go ahead and peel this off. Alright, here is the black version here. Really beautiful as well. Let's go ahead and peel this off. You see we got that nice gloss black on top and the front of the monitor here. So let's go ahead and see them side by side. All right, taking a closer look at the inputs here. Right on the left, we have a nice 3.5mm headphone jack, followed by two HDMI 2.0 ports, a DisplayPort 1.4, a USB Type-C, a USB upstream port here, which is going to be USB 3.2, and you're going to get two USB A ports here, and of course the DC input here. So I definitely love the fact that it has a USB hub, which comes in clutch. Still really nice to see the Type-C here as well. Now the black one's going to be the same exact thing here. It's going to be in the same exact position here, but of course all in black as well. Also to the bottom left of this monitor here, if you're facing the monitor, it will be to your right. It's going to be a 4-directional joystick here to access the menu here, followed by a dedicated KVM button. All right, we're gonna go ahead and install the monitor stand here. Now, before we do that here, each of these will have VESA mount holes here, 100 by 100. So I will be showcasing these on a dual monitor arm as well. But for now, let's go ahead and show exactly how to put these on together here. And hold on, I gotta switch this here. Almost messed that up here. So all we really have to do is we're just going to angle it inward and we should hear a nice click. And actually there is a lever here that we do have to press here for this to go completely in. Same thing over here. All right, and starting with the white one here, we do have to just hook it in place. There's some hooks here. Just angle it a little bit. And then with the wingtip screw, all we have to do is screw it in place. Want to make sure that's nice and tight. Same exact thing here for the black. Okay, make sure that's nice and tight. And now we're ready for liftoff. Now that we have them set up, let's test out the gaming performance of the M27Q Advanced using my gaming PC equipped with a Ryzen 9 7900X and an RTX 4080 Super. I'll also showcase PS5 gameplay, so stay tuned. Gaming on these monitors side by side, mirroring each other, is crazy, and I wouldn't recommend it since it takes more work for the GPU to run both displays at the same time, but for the purpose of this review, why not? Both displays look incredible next to each other, and they do a great job of delivering beautiful 1440p gaming. Since these monitors don't have G-Sync compatible certification, you can still enable it in the NVIDIA control panel, which worked great for smooth gameplay. Now it's important to note that these monitors do not have built-in speakers, so you'll need to rely on external speakers for sound output. Now focusing on raw frames per second, the M27QA has a respectable 180Hz refresh rate, which is great for fast-paced action-packed gaming like Modern Warfare 3. For even faster responsiveness, you can change the overdrive setting to speed for a better response time. I recommend this with fast-paced gaming and switching it to picture quality when playing single-player games. With more monitors coming out with 240Hz and higher, I think the responsiveness and 180Hz is just enough where you might not see a huge difference between 180 to 240Hz. And if your gaming PC can't run 240Hz at the settings that you like, then 180Hz should be good enough. For HDR gaming, it does a decent job. It's VISA Display HDR 400 certified, but that's also the lowest HDR certification, so I wouldn't expect amazing HDR. I ran Forza 5 on HDR with extreme graphic settings and NVIDIA DLNA, and it looked fire. Frames bounced between 170 to 185 FPS, and this monitor kept up with all the speed. Whether you're gaming in SDR or HDR, you'll enjoy some awesome 1440p gaming. Now testing out the PS5 on the Gigabyte M27QA ICE, will have a variable refresh rate setback. Since this monitor features only HDMI 2.0, you won't be able to enjoy VRR. I would have wanted to see at least one of the HDMI ports to be 2.1. It does, however, support 1440p output, auto low latency mode, and both 60Hz and 120Hz for games that support it. I mentioned this earlier, but since this monitor doesn't have built-in speakers, you'll have to rely on either headphones or use an aux cable to output sound to external speakers like I did here. I'm glad there's still a way to get external sound from your PS5. Now Final Fantasy VII looks great on this monitor, which runs smooth at 60Hz and performance mode enabled. You'll notice I have the FPS counter that I enabled from the monitor, which shows that it's locked to 60Hz. Now switching it to God of War Ragnarok, this game supports 120Hz output with performance mode for faster and smoother gameplay. It's not going to be as smooth as with VRR, but you can still enjoy high FPS PS5 gaming. Alright, here we have both side by side. We have the ice white on the right, and we have the non-ice standard black on the left. Now both of these will look great on either setup here. I think the white will look awesome on an all white setup, and obviously we have the classic black. Now I do like the fact that both of these designs here are very simple, very basic. There's no RGB lighting, none of that here. It's going to be very, very basic. I do like the gloss accents on the top as well, the gloss white and the gloss black here. So let me know in the comment section below, which would you prefer, the all white or the all black? All right, no matter which one you choose, whether it's the ice or the standard version here, the adjustments that you get with the stand here is going to be just height adjustment. You can go all the way down, you can go all the way up, and you do have tilts. You can tilt this up and you can tilt this down, and that's pretty much it here. There is no swivel, there's no pivot here, so if you want more adjustments, you definitely should upgrade to a monitor arm, which I'll also link down below as well. Now the stand could be a little bit wobbly here. It's not going to be the most sturdy and the most stable here, but for the price here, you can't really complain here. Still a really nice stand here, especially with the design of the V-shape. All right, and taking a look at them side by side here, we can see they look really nice here. I love the fact that the stand takes up not that much space here. You can see both the black and the ice version here. Now on the ice version, I have it all stacked up, so all of my inputs are connected. I have a whole bunch of cables connected to this, and I like the fact that it does a pretty good job of hiding those cables here, which will make your setup look nice and clean. Now, whether or not you prefer the white aesthetic or the black, I think both will look awesome no matter which one. Maybe you have a black gaming PC and you want to match it with a black monitor, but I love the fact that there is an ICE version here. Match it with your PS5, or maybe you want to match it with your white gaming PC. I like the fact that you have options here, both either the ICE or the standard will look awesome. The stands on these monitors are good, but if you want to maximize your desk space and have more flexibility, then I highly recommend using a monitor arm. I'm using the Pixio dual monitor stand in white, which is an awesome premium stand that lets me stack them next to each other for a cleaner setup. Now back to gaming. There's a decent amount of features built into this monitor. If you're gaming in SDR, you can enable aim stabilizer sync to reduce motion blur, adjust black levels with black equalizer, increase sharpness with super resolution, adjust the overdrive settings, and enable or disable AMD FreeSync. Under picture settings, you can change different presets that are optimized for different types of games. Just keep in mind that these are only available in SDR. Clicking the menu button and going to the right to game assist, we have more options like refresh rate counters, 4 different crosshair styles, Eagle Eye, which gives you a box that can zoom from 1.5x to 4x, and you can even choose between 3 different sizes. If you're gaming in HDR, you're pretty much locked out from some of these options, but Game Assist is still available. Brightness for this monitor is rated at a typical 350 nits, and in my testing, I measured a peak SDR brightness of 334 nits on a 2% window and 331 nits on a 100% window. It's not 350, but it's close enough to be considered 350 versus 300. In HDR, I measured a peak brightness of 458 nits in both a 1% and 100% window, which helps give it that VESA Display HDR 400 certification. Overall, I think the brightness on this monitor is good enough for productivity and gaming, and the non-glare matte coating also helps in very bright setups or direct sunlight. This IPS panel features an edge backlight, which becomes noticeable in very dark backgrounds and maxing out the brightness. IPS Glow is inevitable on IPS monitors, and in this example, I have the brightness all the way up to 100% and a black background. Now I'm adjusting my camera's ISO settings to closely represent what I'm looking at, since if I let the camera automatically select an ISO setting, it will make the IPS Glow look even worse. Now in my own personal experience, the IPS Glow is perfectly manageable. Alright, another awesome feature of the M27QA is the KVM Switch that's built in. Now right now it's connected to my gaming PC, and if I were to grab this Type-C cable that's connected to the monitor on the back, I'm going to connect it to this Aorus G16X. Once I connect it, you'll see a KVM switch notification, and right on the back there's a KVM switch. Now right now I have my keyboard and my mouse also connected to the back of the monitor as well. So once I click on the KVM switch, you'll notice my gaming keyboard now switches devices, and now both my mouse and my keyboard is fully functional. So this is a feature that's really awesome, because once I disconnect and want to use my gaming PC, for example, all I gotta do is disconnect the cable, or I can click on the KVM switch, and same thing, you'll see the gaming keyboard over here, the lights are completely off, and let's give it some time for it to automatically switch, and now you'll see it automatically switches to the USB-B, allowing me to now control my gaming PC here without having to do anything else. Alright, and this time I'm going to test out the MacBook Pro over here. Now this was with the M3 chip, and we're going to slide in the Type-C cable. Same thing, we have the Type-C switch here, and we're going to click on the Type-C. Same thing here, we have the KVM switch automatically switching inputs. Alright, now it's important to note that since the MacBook is on a closed state, as soon as you hit the KVM switch and you see the inputs automatically change, make sure you start toggling the mouse and the keyboard so you can actually wake up the MacBook here. Now, once we go up over here, we can see that the battery source is on, so it is charging, but at a very slow rate of 10 watts. And I'm also able to have the highest refresh rate of 180 Hertz over USB-C, which is awesome. And all I have to do here is hit KVM, and I'm back to my gaming PC. So this is great again for those that have multiple devices where you can easily and effectively switch between the two. So to the ultimate question, does the M27QA or M27QA ICE deserve a spot on your gaming desk setup? Well, if you're looking for a 27-inch 1440p gaming monitor that doesn't break the bank but gives you solid gaming performance, then this monitor is a great choice. I really like the white ICE version, which makes it look very attractive and is perfect for those looking to complement their white aesthetic setup. I do, however, wish this monitor had HDMI 2.1 to make a better gaming experience for console gamers, so this might not be the best choice if you're only using it for console gaming. The KVM Switch, USB hub, and USB-C DisplayPort is also great to have. It's not the cheapest 1440p gaming monitor, but with the price just under $300 and the option for an awesome white color, you're getting great gaming and versatile connections. And for those reasons, the M27QA and M27QA ICE deserves a spot on your gaming desk setup. If you're interested in getting this monitor or the mini tech that you've seen in this video, I will have affiliate links down below, which also helps to support the Firewolf Tech channel. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I would love your support with a like, share, and subscribe. Firewolf out.